So you've just done a major declutter. Perhaps you're feeling pretty exhausted by the process, but ultimately you're feeling satisfied with your efforts. Well, I'm here to tell you that decluttering is not the end of the story. There are things that you're going to need to do so that the changes you've made last over the long term. And so in this video, I'm going to take you through 5 things that you need to do after you've decluttered. Number 1 is to start asking yourself questions before you buy things in the first place. These might be questions such as, why do I want this item? What value is it going to add to my life? Can I really afford it? And do I already own something that meets the same need? This is all about being more intentional about your purchasing habits. Now, I had accumulated a lot of things, and a lot of them I had bought them because I needed them, but there were equally a lot of things I'd bought because of the excitement of having that thing, the fear of missing out, and not really thinking through properly whether I would make good use of it. Minimalism and being more considered about our purchases plays a big part in us not ending up in the same position that we were in, where we had all of this stuff that we didn't really need. Number 2 is to declutter regularly. Now, I know like you've just done your major declutter, so you're thinking, well, why do I need to do it again? But really, we need to keep on top of the clutter in order to stop it building up. So this might be doing it daily, weekly, or whatever frequency works best for you. But I'm going to say leaving it 10 years like I did is probably not a good idea. So if, for example, if we have a bill or a statement that comes in, we think about, well, do we need to keep this statement? And if we do have a folder for important documents, but if we do need to get rid of it, we can then shred it. So it's not left on the kitchen counter, or usually where bills and statements used to live was on top of the microwave. And they would live there for quite a few months before we decided what to do with them. Tip number 3 is to tidy up as you go. Over time, I've gotten better at tidying things up and putting things away as I go along. So this might include making your bed after you get up, washing the dishes after you eat, or wiping down surfaces if you've made a bit of a mess. And initially when I heard about this tip, I thought, that just sounds like so much extra work. However, what I found is it saves me so much time, because when I'm keeping things clean and tidy as I go along, it means that I don't need to do a big clean or tidy up at the weekend. I want to keep my spare time as free as possible to do the things I enjoy, rather than spending that time doing things that I could be keeping on top of throughout the week. Tip number 4 is to unsubscribe from email lists. So you know when you subscribe to retailers' newsletters for the discount that you get for being a first-time purchaser, and then you keep getting these newsletters through that tell you all about their sales or the new items or trends that they've got coming in. I've got hooked into those, and I've ended up buying things on sale, perhaps some of which I didn't really need. Well, once I started unsubscribing from those email lists, my inbox was less cluttered, which felt great, but the temptation to buy things that I didn't really need was far less. Tip number 5 is to reduce your time on social media. Not being on social media as much means you're less likely to be exposed to those personalized ads that come up on your social media feed that link in with what you've been searching with online, or even there have been things I've been talking to my husband about that have suddenly started showing up as ads on my feed. We're being watched and listened to all the time. We can't get away from it. So the less time you're on social media, the fewer times you're going to be tempted to buy things you don't need that will end up cluttering your environment. Let me know down in the comments if you have any tips to maintain a clutter-free life. I'd love to hear what tips you've got as well. Now, it's not just physical clutter that it's helpful to address as a minimalist, because mental clutter in terms of unhelpful or negative beliefs or mindsets can also weigh us down too. And if you'd like to find ways to declutter negative or unhelpful ways of thinking, then check out the video that's on the screen now. Thanks so much for watching. Take good care, and I'll see you again soon.